Hi everyone, Dr. Nicola here. Today I want to talk to you a little bit more about the benefits of neurofeedback and more specifically NeurOptimal Neurofeedback. And this is a modality that I'm very passionate about. I spent years studying neurofeedback when I was in naturopathic school and in my first few years of practice, kind of really just trying to really hone in on the right system to use, and I looked at all different things. So I wanted to share a little bit of information about that today. So first of all, if you're not familiar with what neurofeedback is, essentially neurofeedback is a therapy that's used to optimize brain function. Okay, so it's working at the level of the central nervous system. And generally speaking, biofeedback is a way to give information to our body in such a way that our body can make its own changes and its own responses to function more optimally, in a more healthy way, optimally. So neurofeedback is basically doing that for the brain, and it helps our brain frequency patterns to work in healthier ways, which makes us feel better. So how it really works is the computer system, the NeurOptimal computer system, is very sophisticated. So for the patient or the user, they're just sitting in a chair and we connect electrodes to various parts of the skull and also a couple to the ears. And that's just measuring information. It's just taking the EEG information from the brain, putting it into a computer program. From there, the person who's experiencing the therapy will be listening to music, and the software processes their brainwave activity and it comes back to them through the music, right? So what that really means is when their brain waves and their brain frequency patterns are going in nice, balanced, ordered kind of ways, the music plays continuously. When the brain patterns and the frequencies get erratic, there'll be tiny little breaks in the music, barely perceptible to the conscious mind, but enough that the brain figures out it gets rewarded for doing the right thing. And so I always liken it to when you train a muscle in your body. Okay, so let's think about the training effect. If you want to get a strong bicep, you go to the gym, you lift some weights. Are you going to have a stronger bicep tomorrow? Probably not. You might have a sore bicep tomorrow, but probably not a stronger one. However, if you keep going to the gym and keep lifting those weights, your bicep, your arms are going to be stronger 24/7, right? And that's the training effect. They will adapt, they will get stronger. So it is with the brain. As we do sessions of neurofeedback over time, the brain holds that healthier pattern that we've been urging it to find through the sessions. And so what we find is people have better concentration, better focus, their memory is sharper, they feel more calm and centered and balanced, and often sleep better, have more positive moods. The changes can be profound. So when we talk about NeurOptimal, we are not diagnosing or treating any particular disease, okay? We are optimizing the function of the central nervous system so that no matter what is going on or what the patient's diagnosis may be or their challenges may be, it's going to be helpful across the board, right? It's going to be helpful for a wide range of different things. So, I mean, I have worked with kids on the autism spectrum, with ADHD, with my Lyme patients who have massive cognitive deficits. I have had extensive sessions myself, and I can just say that I know that it makes me more emotionally balanced. It just helps me to ground. It helps me to manage stress better. Certainly helps with sleep quality. So there's lots of benefits to having a brain that is functioning in more healthy ways. And so the history of the patient, what medications they're taking, what diagnosis they have, they're not the things that we're concerned with. We're concerned with how is people's functioning changing on a day-to-day basis. So now I want to talk a little bit about why I chose NeurOptimal over other forms of biofeedback, or neurofeedback, I should say. Like I said, I did numerous training courses. I checked out numerous companies and systems, and I really went to the ends of the earth and back. Here's what I found. So a lot of neurofeedback is what we call linear. And what that means is there is a practitioner programming the computer and telling it what to ask the brain for more of and what to ask the brain for less of. Like, where are we going to reward and where are we going to restrict? So it could be like upregulate alpha waves, downregulate beta waves, all these different things. So a lot of the trainings I did, they had protocols. They had, here's your protocol for depression, here's your protocol for anxiety, here's your protocol for insomnia, here's your protocol for ADHD. And a lot of these things, I work primarily with Lyme disease now. I would say to them, okay, so my patients have all of these things, so then what do I do? And the response I got was, pick a protocol, do 6 sessions, and if it's not helping, switch protocols and do something else. And in that moment, I was like, that is completely unacceptable. Like, couldn't do that in good conscience. Oh, let's just try this protocol. If it doesn't work, we'll just try this other one. And and if it makes you feel horrible, like, oops, too bad, we'll do something else tomorrow. No, that to me did not make any sense at all. So I kept looking. What I like about the NeurOptimal and what had me hooked immediately was that it's a dynamic system. The user, the practitioner, is not telling the system what to do. The system is smart enough to work it out on its own. So as a practitioner, if I have a patient with me doing neurofeedback, I don't have to tell the computer, let's do more of this or less of that, or let's do the anxiety protocol, or that's not what it's about. So NeurOptimal measures all the parameters, all the frequency information, and brings it gently back into balance at the same time. And when I heard that, I knew I'd found it. I was like, yep, that makes sense. I was once at a conference with a friend, and they had a linear system there that they were promoting, and they were doing free 20-minute sessions. And I had a session, and I swear the rest of the day, I was like, oh, I feel terrible. Like, I just wanted to crawl into a cave and sleep it off. It felt wrong. My brain felt wrong, which was a very bizarre feeling. And so when I have NeurOptimal, and this is what I've seen with my patients too, there are none of those negative side effects. There's just not that risk of pushing the brain in the wrong direction, because we're not pushing it anywhere. We're showing it where it's kind of out of kilter and helping it to learn how to bring those frequencies back into balance again. And it has been the most phenomenal therapy. I've seen such incredible results in kids and in adults. So that's why I chose NeurOptimal. There's no user error, there's no protocols to follow, there's no diagnosing or treating. It's a modality, it's a training therapy. Just like going to the gym trains your physical muscles, NeurOptimal trains the brain. It has that training effect. So, by the same token, we can't predict, oh yes, you need 10 sessions or you need 20 sessions. Again, it's putting it in a sort of cookie cutter approach and putting it in a box that is sort of like everybody's the same, or this condition needs this amount. Every person is different. Every brain is different. And so every situation will be different. I do find within a few sessions, people are starting to notice something. The more deep-rooted, complex situations may need 20 sessions or so, 20 to 30. Something a little bit more kind of straightforward, if you will, maybe 10 sessions, maybe 15. I encourage people just to sort of do one at a time, and so they can assess how they're responding and changing over time. And we're looking at things that are more subjective. We're looking at how is your sleep quality? How are you feeling? Like, how is your capacity to read? How's your mental cognitive processes? How are your relationships with others? There are so many different things that can be deeply influenced and ways that people can benefit from this therapy. So talking now about how to find NeurOptimal. So we do offer it at my practice, which is Restore Medicine. We're here in San Diego. So any of our local San Diego friends, if you're interested in NeurOptimal, by all means, come and see us. We would love that. But I realize that a lot of you are further away. The company that makes NeurOptimal does have a website that has a practitioner listing on it. The company is zengar.com, zengar.com. They actually originate out of Canada, but they have lots of practitioners in the US, and there's a couple in Australia. I haven't checked out all around the world, but they do have a practitioner listing. So if this is appealing to you, you could look there and see if there's someone in your local area. There are also some practitioners that have rental units. Zengar makes a professional NeurOptimal unit, and they make a home personal NeurOptimal unit. Some people will rent a unit for a certain period of time. Some people, especially if they've got the whole family that's impacted, they'll actually buy a home unit and be able to do the therapy at home for their entire family. And that's pretty amazing. So if you're interested in either renting or purchasing, reach out to me. I do not have rental units at this point, but it is something I want to incorporate. So by all means, just reach out, and we'll see if we can find you a trainer or a practitioner in your area. And if not, we'll see if we can help get this therapy to you. So like I said, I have seen this benefit everything from kids with learning disabilities, attention and focus issues, even sleep issues I've seen be helped in children, all the way up to elderly age-related cognitive decline. It's actually really helpful for that too. And then everything in between, mood issues, sleep issues, focus, concentration. Really, our brain drives the whole show, right? The brain is like the central computer. So once your brain is functioning in more healthy, balanced ways, you'll notice that everything feels better in your body, in your mind, in your life. It just starts settling down and being more productive, more functional, more comfortable, and feeling more like you're in your own skin. So I love NeurOptimal. They just came out with their third version. And so we have just upgraded to that. So I'm just excited about it all over again. I remember the first time I learned about it, it must have been, 16, 17 years ago. And they had a weekend seminar, and I just lapped it up. I was so excited and so impressed with what they have put together. So I hope that's informational and educational for you. Get some more information. It is a therapy that I think is amazing in lots and lots of different ways. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you again soon.